Okay, so welcome to the team call. It is our first call of April. And I know for me, there's always like that fresh start feeling when it's a new month. And then tonight, it's also a new quarter. So it's the start of quarter 2 for Beachbody. So that has its own things, like if you're a star diamond and you're trying to qualify for certain bonuses and things like that. It kind of plays a role in that. And I don't know, just, a lot of you who like are in corporate world and stuff and base things on fiscal periods and things like that. Just sometimes looking at things as a quarter is just different than looking at things as an entire year. So I don't know, just kind of that fresh start, fresh slate feeling of a new month. It's a Monday, it's a new quarter. So those are all great things. And especially with the promotions and stuff that Carl put out for the spring challenge, the spring into fitness and the challenge pack special and stuff like that. Just kind of like feels like a good time to continue on our theme from last week where we were talking about resurgence. So before we get started on the call, we already started, but this weekend is Super Saturday, and I am going to be speaking at an event in Canada with Sean Bourguignon's area in Edmonton. And it's crazy because it's just funny how God works, that he actually asked me to speak at his event probably back like in November or December probably. And we went back and forth about a topic. Like some of you guys that have spoken on a team call before, you guys know that feeling of, okay, well, I don't mind talking on the team call, but what do you want me to talk about? Well, it's the same exact thing when you're speaking at a Super Saturday, because you're like, all right, well, now I have to speak in person in front of people on a stage. And what do you want me to talk about? Because especially at those kind of events, because it's kind of different, like you don't really want to talk about like training type things that you would talk about on a team call. And so anyways, we kind of went back and forth, and then the topic that we decided on was about filling your own cup. And it just kind of turns out that a lot of the crap that I've been going through lately kind of has to deal with that a little bit in its root. And I just think that it's kind of cool that God kind of set the timeline up this way, that I was, going to talk about this thing, and then all this stuff happened, and now I get to actually talk about this a little bit too. And so some of the things I wanted to talk about on the call tonight is actually going to be some of the things that I will share about when I speak at Super Saturday this weekend. But we don't have a whole lot of people on the call yet, but I know we have a lot that will watch the recording and stuff. But who is planning to be at a Super Saturday or hosting a Super Saturday? Phyllis is going. I know you always go. Robin, what about you? I know you have been pretty active in Super Saturdays.
I'm not going to be able to this time.
Okay. I know you've got a lot going on with stuff. Tara, you're going? Good. How about Nicole? Do you have one in your area that you're going to?
Yeah, Carl Deichler is going to be there.
Oh,
too.
good.
So
Me too. Me too. Scotty and Carl.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're going to the big New York one then.
Yeah, I usually stay on Long Island, but and I've become friendly with the people because I spoke at the last one that do the one out here. But I thought, Scotty and Gabby will be there, and that'll be nice.
And Carl, yeah. Anytime that, like, if I can go to one, because there's Nashville and Atlanta that are big Super Saturdays that are near me. And if there's ever like some big names, sometimes I'll make the 4-hour drive.
Right.
So that's cool. What about you, Alicia? Do you have one?
I have one 4 hours south of me in Minneapolis. And I'm all signed up to go, but I can't go. I can't make it this time.
Okay. Yeah, I know that one's a big, I think Carl's at that one too.
Carl Deichler's at that one too.
Mm-hmm. It's
so
crazy.
I'm all signed up. So if anyone knows anyone in Minneapolis that can make it.
Okay. Yeah,
The one that I'm going to in Jersey, Kara Atwell is going to be at.
Oh,
That's why I'm going. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to that.
oh, cool. The
So
girl
I'm excited.
coach?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yep.
That'll
I'm
be.
trying to get some people that are coaches here in Staten Island to go with me. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
That's even a good one. Like, since she is a, celebrity outside of Beachbody, that's still a great one to even get non-Beachbody people to go to that event with you. You know, she's like an inspiration in other area or other ways other than just Beachbody land. So cool. Who else? Who else? Carissa, I don't know if you're able to get on or not, but are you going to an event? Or you can put in the chat if you are. And we just,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not able to go to it. It's the one that I usually attend is down in the like 5.5 hours away. I think it's like 5 hours away. It's the Minneapolis one with Carl Deichler, which I really wanted to go to, but it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, my little guy's saying hi.
Oh, that's okay. Hi. Right back. Hi.
So hopefully in September I can go.
Yeah. And who else did we not get to? Anyone else going? Okay. All right. So that's that. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention quickly, some of you guys have already gotten on board, but I posted a special promotion for Success Club this month. Just kind of a little something to change it up a little bit. And I think several of you guys have posted and are already having fun with it. But basically, it's kind of like a selfie challenge that is based around Success Club. And then also and there's also like a cash drawing involved as well. So basically, I am putting $100 cash, prize up for grabs. And every time that you get Success Club points, whether it's for Challenge Pack or a Shakeology HD, because those are both 2 points each now, what I want you to do is take a selfie and hashtag I am awesome in the picture, and then like show, if you've got 2 points today, then put 2 points or whatever it is. And then every time that you do that, that's going to be one entry into the contest or the drawing for the $100 that we'll do at the end of the month. So there's no limit to how many entries that you can get into the drawing. So obviously the more Success Club points, the more the more entries that you'll have into the drawing. But in addition to just saying like, hey, I got 2 points, here's my selfie, like I want you to actually like take that next step to share like how this business is positively impacting your life. And this is going to force you to find more ways to share how this business is impacting your life. Because, if you get 6 Success Club points this month, that's 3 different ways that you're going to have to share about how this business is impacting your life. And so I want you to actually post that with your picture. So that way it's giving all of us that are reading the post in the team page, just giving us some more ideas about how you're sharing and how it actually is impacting your life. So it's kind of like helping us to get to know each other more and getting us to learn more stories about other coaches in our team, as well as just like getting more or like forcing you to kind of share more and get creative with how you're sharing. So I want you guys to actually read through the other people that are posting and like sharing these things and giving them your feedback and saying like, oh, I think that sounds awesome. Or maybe it would sound better if you worded it this way, and just kind of giving a little feedback on that. And then if you're the one that made the post with the selfie, like after you get some feedback, then you can go and actually share that on your own, like actual, personal wall or social media page of whatever it is. So, so I think that'll be really fun and just a good way to kind of change it up and just add a little something to this month. And then also I wanted to, if you have not listened to Shalene's, or the National Wake Up Call from this morning that had Shalene and Carl, she is always like, it's been a long time since she's really done anything in Beachbody land, because she's been really focusing on, her own business development seminars and things like that. So it was really great to hear from her again, because she is such a great wealth of information, but she's a great presenter. And she talked about some ways that we can be sharing about the All Access Challenge Pack this month. And I know that like when I found out about it at the end of the month and how they put it on special for that last day of the month, sometimes it kind of makes us go into sale mode, because we're like, oh, it's the last day of the month. We want to go and follow up with people, so that we can get those Success Club points. And, just yesterday I'm telling somebody it's $200 and now I get to follow up and say, hey, now it's only $160. But now it's a fresh start. It's a fresh, start to this month. So we don't need to lead with that money salesy technique. We can find more ways to talk about it. And she, explains, and I loved the analogy that she gave about how she went to New York and ended up, spending a ridiculous amount of money just trying to go to one fitness class. And I'm so curious what fitness class it was. But, so she shares about like how much money she spent on one stupid class, like where we're getting everything that you can get for, for the 160. And so she actually kind of gave this challenge to everybody that was listening to the call to go into your calendar, schedule 5 different times that you're going to go on your live social media feed, whether it's Facebook or Instagram stories or whatever, and, share some kind of story that will implement how Beachbody On Demand is awesome, and not to call it bod, which I don't call it that, but I see it hashtagged that way too. But, and actually if you guys that were at Summit, if you were at the core, they actually sold the shirts that said ask me about my bod. So I don't know. But anyways, so she kind of put that challenge out there too. So I started a thread in Fit Family for those of you guys who want to take that challenge as well, and, make that a goal to go live 5 times this week to talk about that and just kind of share what some of the cool perks are that you have with that. And then the last announcement-ish type thing is I am starting a 3-week yoga retreat challenge that's going to be starting on April 10th, so a week from today. And this is just kind of a free, we talk about doing free challenges as a great way to add value to your customers and your people, your followers and stuff like that. So I was planning to do this even before I knew about the All Access Challenge Pack, but even if you have clients that sign up for the 30-day free trial, they still get access to the 3-week yoga retreat. So I just kind of wanted to open that up to you guys as well. If you have people that, you think would want to get plugged into that. I also think that it's a great way, if you are sharing about the All Access Challenge Pack, I think that people need kind of a segue into actually using Beachbody On Demand. I mean, how it's been, I don't know, over a year that Beachbody On Demand has been included in challenge packs, at least for the first 30 days. And if you don't guide people into actually implementing that into their normal routine, I know for me, most of my clients don't ever end up even using it because they get the PVDs and they're just like, oh, okay, I put the PVD in and that's what I do. Or even if they do use Beachbody On Demand, they just use they just go to their one particular program and that's it. Most people that I talk to that have signed up for an on-demand membership, they've never actually used some of the features that I think are really cool. They've not done the master trainer workouts. They haven't done any of those free, the challenge du jour and a lot of the free programming that comes with on demand. So I think that even regardless of if you're wanting to run a free challenge and just kind of make this a team effort so that you're not having the whole responsibility of running the group on your own. I think that this is a great fit for you to promote as well for yourself. But I also think it's a great way for you to kind of help people get used to actually using on demand and, walking them through like, hey, download the app on your phone and, that kind of thing. So I'm going to be doing it Facebook group and challenge tracker app. So I have the group open already, so I'll go ahead and post the group. So if you guys want to get in it and have people that you think would be a good fit, I'm happy to co-host it with you guys. And I'm doing P90X3 right now, but I am actually going to do the yoga part of it too, because I've really been, just enjoying getting better at yoga and stuff and seeing how it has improved my own fitness journey and stuff. So, all right. So that's what I wanted to share as far as announcements and stuff like that. And then for talking about the topic I'm going to speak about at Super Saturday, it's interesting how some of the things that I've been learning myself are just perfect timing on what I want to talk about at the event. And actually this past weekend, Mike and I and one of my local coaches, Sarah Lutz, and her husband, we went to this seminar thing, and they were talking about just some things that I thought were also really applicable to Beachbody and this event. And one of the things that they talked about was that hurting people, people that are dealing with hurt in their life, they hurt people. But people that are healed, that are have gone through something and then have healed from it, they heal people. And I thought that was really interesting for what we do. And with my topic specifically being about filling your own cup, I was just kind of thinking about that philosophy and how human nature, sometimes we just wait for people to fill our cup. And we just we have a spouse and we have a job and we have kids and we have all these things that in life we just kind of assume are supposed to fulfill us. And these are things that are supposed to be bringing us joy. And, this business is supposed to be bringing us joy. And these relationships, our coaches, our team calls, all this stuff is supposed to be bringing us joy and fulfillment. But on the same hand, we have a responsibility as coaches, right? We have this big responsibility to our customers, our clients, our followers, our coaches, our downline. If if you're a grandma coach or a great grandma coach, you've got a lot of little ducklings that are following along, and you have this responsibility to kind of uphold Beachbody's mission statement, and then to kind of uphold the cultural things that are part of the team, Fit Family. There's, certain things that you guys just have come to know and expect from our team and things like that. So, as you get these responsibilities and you're pouring out to people, which is part of the joy of this position as a coach, of pouring out to people and giving them that daily inspiration and giving them that daily encouragement and love and support, you are emptying yourself. So as you do that, it is fulfilling to do that. But if you're not filling yourself back up, then eventually what's going to happen? You're going to be on empty. And if you're just waiting around for somebody to fill you back up, sometimes you'll be waiting a long time. And you've got this responsibility to, sometimes you've got to fill your own cup back up. And so that's one of the things that I'm going to be sharing about, at the event and everything. But I guess maybe like what I've just really come to realize lately is that like filling your own cup has to be intentional. And I think that like maybe part of some of the issues that I ran into recently is that I was just kind of waiting and expecting others to do it for me. And sometimes, you've got to just kind of like step up on your own, and you have to also kind of be on the lookout for some warning signs of when you are running on empty. Like our car tells us, like a little light comes on and it says like, hello, I need gas. But how many times has that happened where your warning light went on in your car and you're like, oh, I know my car. I know I'm still on the highway and I'm still like 15 minutes away from home, but it's going to be fine. And then you're like, so then you just go ahead and drive home and you're like, I'll just make sure I leave an extra 10 minutes before work tomorrow. And then you're running late the next day. So then you're like, oh crap, I forgot I needed to get gas. I've actually never run out of gas, but I've heard of other people that this has happened. And like, that's kind of what happens is like, you just keep on pushing the envelope further and further. And then you're out of gas and you're stuck on the side of the road. And that's what happens with us as coaches. And you're not of any use to people if you're on empty or below empty and you're on the side of the road. Like, you're not doing any good for your family, for your coaches, for your followers if you're just stuck on the side of the road doing nothing. You're actually just in danger yourself, because then someone can like swerve into you or all kinds of things. So that's something I wanted to have you guys think about is, what are those warning signs? Like, is your car, your vehicle, your body, is it giving you some kind of warning light that you're ignoring? Is like, do you have something in your life that's like saying, hello, fill me back up? And you're just like, tomorrow I'll have more time to get an extra hour of sleep. Tomorrow I'll have time to, spend a little more time with the kids or the husband, or I'll have a little more time to actually take a shower and like have enough time to shave. Like those things that you just push off because you're like, oh, I need to do this or that or the other. But really those things that you're putting as a priority and then you're putting yourself on the back burner, you're doing an injustice to those things that you think that you're putting in a priority position. But you're not doing any good by putting these things in a priority if you're not able to deliver your best self, or not even your best self, but a self that has something in your cup to give. So if you're just running on empty and running on fumes, then you're not giving your kids your best. You're not giving your team your best. You're not giving your challengers your best. And I know that for me, I have felt that way for a little bit. Like I know that my challenge groups have sucked because I haven't filled myself up with good enough stuff to give back out. And once you do let yourself get on empty, sometimes like if your gas tank, like in your car, is a 10-gallon gas tank and you actually ran out of gas, you probably have to fill it up like at least like 11 gallons because there's like a reservoir type thing too. So it's like, you can't just be like, oh, okay, I'm sucking right now and I'm really drained, so I'm just going to do this little bit to help myself. You have to like reinvest in yourself a lot before you're at that point where your cup is overflowing to give back to other people. And that's what I want you guys to really think about is you don't want to just be getting by. You want your cup to be overflowing so that your enthusiasm is just seeping out of your pores. It's just like, when you first became a coach, and this is something I talked to with Scotty the other day, just kind of getting back to basics, back to that newbie thing when you first become a coach with Beachbody, which is what we talked about last week too. And, you have that enthusiasm and that excitement of like waking up and being so excited to see who posted in your challenge group, and being excited to see like, oh, I went to bed at 9:00 last night and I know that so-and-so usually doesn't work out until 10. I'm excited to see if she posted her post-workout selfie. Like all those little things. Like I remember when I was a new coach, like I would wake up sometimes like, well, also because Mike had a weird schedule, so I would wake up at all different hours, and I would just be excited to see like, oh, I wonder if anyone posted in the challenge group, and just be genuinely excited about it. And sometimes we just kind of lose that enthusiasm because we're running on empty and we're not giving. And you guys know, if you're not giving, then there's not, like, if you're not giving, you're not receiving. It's like a give and take. So that's kind of what happens. And I think that that's part of how we lose that enthusiasm and that passion and that joy, because if you're giving out crap, then you're going to get crap back. And so you can't give anything that awesome if you're not filling yourself up with good stuff, right? So I don't know how much more time we have, but what are some things that you guys think that you can do to kind of just keep yourself, fulfilled and kind of keep your cup filled? Like, do you guys have anything that you'd like to share that you think helps you kind of stay not running on empty? And while someone is getting the guts to take themselves off mute, I'll look at the chat. Tara says, my old boss used to say shit in, shit out. Yep, exactly.
I think for me, it's just giving yourself that grace to really just do something. Like I know for business, when you feel burnt out and you kind of lose that mojo, is just kind of find something that you really enjoy doing, and maybe it's not business related, but kind of turn it into something that could be. And that way it makes it a little bit fun. It adds a little bit more variety instead of, here's my workout today, here's the Applite instead of the chips, here's, but, like just take something fun. And like my kid was sitting on my back the other day and pulled out my gray hair, and I wrote a whole post about how silly that was, but how I took it as an opportunity to say that, only God knows the numbers of our hair, and that kind of thing. So just taking ordinary things and making them silly or fun sometimes helps me get out of my funk of, oh gosh, what am I going to talk about today?
That's funny because when I was away with Sarah Lutz, she's one of the diamond coaches on our team, we were actually like writing some affirmations and stuff down, and we talked about that verse about how God knows the number of hairs in your head, or I don't know exactly how it goes, but it made me laugh because like sometimes if I have a gray hair, like that to me seems like super obvious, like right up here in the crown of my head, that I pluck them out. And then I'm like, I wonder if like he had already accounted for the fact that I was going to like pluck those out or if he has to like make a deduction. Random side note. Oh, I know, Phyllis, I have a lot of gray hairs, but there's just sometimes where they're just like, oh my gosh, that one you can see from 10 miles away, and I can't help myself. Who else has some ideas?
Well, obviously it's not me because other people are saying this too, and Sarah kind of said it, but lately me and my family have been going through a lot of like loss and stuff like that. So I've noticed that I've been kind of like numbing myself by Facebook scrolling or watching 10 million shows on Netflix. I haven't had the attention span or the focus to be able to like finish anything that I've started reading. So I'm really trying to do that, even if it's not, I am reading personal development, but sometimes you just don't have the energy to do everything that you want to do with personal development. So I'm reading fiction right now, but like it's helping me to not just passively do passive entertainment because, I mean, you're thinking more and instead of just scrolling through Facebook or whatever.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because that's a good point. Like, so you probably at some point in your life, like, enjoyed reading fiction, and then you replaced it with these other things that you felt needed to be in a more of a priority position. So now you're allowing yourself to go back to doing this thing that brings you enjoyment. And that's a great thing. And I think that, and that's something that you can talk about too, you know, that there's these things that you have put on the back burner and said, I don't have time for, but you need those things. Like, we're humans. We need those things to fuel our creative brains, to give us like pleasure and like joy and stuff and things that we enjoy doing. So I think that's great that you're doing that. Who else? One more person. Oh, Carissa says, my kids are loud. I take Sundays off for the most part and focus on family time. I also have learned that with having 5 kids that I just have to do what I can when I can. Yes, I'm sure. I cannot even imagine having 5 kids and how you handle that, because you're definitely an awesome person. But yeah, you definitely have to give yourself that grace that you can only do what you can do in a certain day, and whatever you have to do to maintain your sanity, of course, is very important. But, you know, finding those things that you enjoy, and that's kind of how I got onto this yoga kick too, is just like doing something that's for me, that isn't because it's on the calendar, not because it's on the schedule. Like, it's because like I enjoy it and I can see progress and I can see benefit from it, and something I can do by myself usually, unless the dogs come in and annoy me. But, and Mikey now too has kind of wanted to help more, but, you know, just finding those things that you can, just, like, if Beachbody wasn't in your life, what would you be doing with your time? And that's something that you should think about, because you have to stay happy, because it's that, you know, I can pretty much guarantee you that when you started as a coach, it was your infectious excitement of life that drew people into you. And then we put those things away for some reason because we want to do, you know, because we get these other ambitions and stuff, which is great, but we can't always just keep our own self on the back burner, because then we're losing our own like identity. You know, like Sarah makes a great, she does great at like maintaining her cooking and baking and stuff. Like, she probably doesn't do it as much as she did before I came around and told her that coaching would be a great addition to her life, but she still does it. Like, you know, she's still like, you know, posts, and like she's made it part of her brand, and, you know, has like special occasions where she'll make like sweet treats and things like that. And I just think it's a cool way that she's still kind of kept that as her identity and part of her brand too. And then, you know, like Robin, her and her husband, you know, like they have, you know, done fostering and adopting and stuff like that, which I know is a big time and love commitment. And she has made that a lot of her brand, and incorporated that too onto how, you know, like some of the struggles that she's gone through with that, and, you know, and how she kind of makes that work. So, because it's something that fulfills them, you know, to pursue that as, you know, for their family. Let's see, we only have a couple more minutes. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to share, or any questions about any of the stuff I talked about before with the yoga retreat or the selfie contest or anything like that? No? Okay. All right. Well, I do think next week, Monday the 10th, we are going, I haven't confirmed it 100%, but I think Scotty is going to be on our call next week. But he it'll be on Monday, but it won't be in the evening. It'll have to be an afternoon call. So some of you guys may be able to hop on, and some of you guys might have to catch the replay, but he like refuses, or like he can't do Monday nights. So I just thought, it's been a while since we've had Scotty on the call, so he's gonna hop on. I'm pretty sure it'll be next Monday the 10th, but I'll know for sure in the next couple days. But anyways, thank you guys for hopping on, and make sure, I think that it would be really awesome for you guys to, if you haven't watched the National Wake Up Call, make sure you watch that, because I think it'll be great ideas on ways that you can implement the All Access thing this month, and that goes hand in hand with our Selfie Success Club Challenge thing. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a great night, and I will also post the link for the 3-week yoga retreat group for anyone that wants to do that with me. So have a good night, and I'll see you later. Bye.